All right, another day of toy news. I refreshed the Toy Arc page and we got new articles. Awesome, let's take a look. So, right at the top here, let's see, what do we got? Big Bad Toy Store news, Marvel Legends, Street Fighter, Tamashii Nations, Mythic Legends, Monster High, Barbie, and more. Wow, okay, let's take a quick look here. Big Bad Toy Store, okay, nice, cool. Oh, a much nicer high res image. A lot of stuff. Whoa, there's a lot of stuff here, man. Got tons of stuff. What is it? Monster Force? Monster Force? I've seen those figures. They look pretty cool. Kind of look like G.I. Joe Classifieds, but they're like monsters, characters I've never seen before. Seem to be like some vampires and stuff. Mummies and zombies. I don't know. They look pretty cool. I might look into that at some point. 112 Street Fighter stuff. This guy's back. Def Con. A character from one random episode of Transformers Generation 1. Okay. Seems to be very popular. He does have a pretty cool design, I gotta admit. Blue is my favorite color, so I have to admit I'm very partial to this guy. Haven't bought him or anything, but still a cool character. And cool enough that they re-released him. This is a reissue. So they're re-releasing this guy. This is a She-Hulk. I want to get really bad because my favorite She-Hulk is when she was with the Fantastic Four. That's one of my favorite iterations of She-Hulk. I think she looks great in the Fantastic Four costume. But it's going to be hard to get a hold of, I should say. Mythic Legions. People love Mythic Legions, sure. Godzilla tape dispenser. Shin Godzilla tape dispenser. And that ain't no normal, ordinary tape dispenser. That looks almost like an industrial tape dispenser. Okay, sure. Why not? Pardon me. Sega Genesis Console Heroes playset. That's super cute. I don't know what it is, but it's super cute. Mario SH Fig Arts. I had a lot of these figures, but I sold them all because it was another rabbit hole I didn't want to go down. So I ended up selling them. Great figures, though. Wow, they're great. I think Jakks Pacific has released some very similar figures that look almost exactly the same, like they use the same molds or something, but with just less articulation, cheaper articulation, pins everywhere, you know. But still, nonetheless, pretty cool. If I had kept collecting, I probably would have added stuff from Jakks Pacific since they did like the Koopa Kids and everything. So I probably would have added that to it as well. More Mythic Legions stuff over here. Looks like Mythic Legions of the Arctic. They look kind of cool. I got this little pop-up here. Okay. The Tick looking ready for the beach. That's cool. Reissue of Electro from Marvel Legends. Alright. Super 7 San Diego Comic Con exclusive. Ghost of Lion-O, I guess. Why not? Okay. A 1/6 scale of Carnage with a shield? I don't think I've ever seen Carnage use a shield, to be perfectly honest. Ava Unit Model 2. That's the one piloted by Asuka, if I'm not mistaken. The red one. She's pretty badass. Robotech, the new generation. Pose Plus, Metal Series. I don't know what that is, but that Robotech, that looks like subsequent series of Robotech. It sure doesn't look like the SDF-1, the Super Dimension Fortress. Looks like something from Mospida or whichever other animes the following seasons of Robotech used to do their show. Okay. This looks like those reissues of G1 Transformers, but super articulation. Some Funko Pops. Some cute Peanuts figures. Well, we could be here all day with this Big Bad Toy Story thing. Okay, no. We won't be here all day. It does eventually end. Thank goodness. A Gigan figure from SH Monster Arts. Super articulated Gigan figure. Cool. Okay, we got a Miles Morales Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse. Cool. Okay. I don't know what this is. Looks cool though. The Bizarre World of Naughty or Nice Petor and Patch Pumpkin. Okay, I'm not sure what these guys are, but they seem to be pretty cool. Masters of the Universe Red Beastman. Yes, the Red Beastman I think is based on concept art because Beastman was supposed to be all red at first, like just all red. Okay, we've got some cool Warhammer stuff, Judge Dredd badge, WWE stuff, and some effect stuff. I like that now we're seeing more and more accessories for figures like effects, just sold on their own. Accessories too would be good. Although I have started to see accessories too. Here's some for third-party figures, upgrade kits. Okay, that's Transformers. Transformers is all about upgrade kits from third parties because the company that makes them won't do that stuff for whatever reason. I'm sure they have their reasons. Snake Eyes fighting the polar bear. That's directly from the Sunbow cartoons. He even got his red hands poisoned with radiation because he's carrying a radioactive canister of some kind. It's pretty awesome. A lot of stuff at Big Bad Toy Store. New pre-orders. Okay, they got a lot of pre-orders. And there's nothing else down here. Okay. Cool. Thank you, Big Bad Toy Store. Great place. Depends where you're living, though. It's kind of hard to get stuff from them, unfortunately. Alright, let's move on here. What else we got? Welcome to Dairy. For the longest time, I thought dairy was spelled like dairy, like milk products, like D-A-I-R-Y. But eventually I learned it's D-E-R-R-Y. The town of Derry. Movie Maniacs are back, Jack. Movie Maniacs Pennywise by McFarlane Toys. Okay. I bought a few of these back in the day. Mostly Army of Darkness stuff. It looks pretty cool. I saw the first movie, so I recognize this guy. I don't recognize this version of Pennywise. I don't know why he has this really weird cut. Man, it must be something from the movie that I'm not catching on. Let's see. 6-inch posed figure. Posed figure. In other words, a static figure. It doesn't move, has no articulation. A staction figure, if you will. Well, let's take a quick look. Okay, the Movie Maniacs, they come with a base. That's pretty cool. It looks really nice, though. Like, the paint job is super nice. I mean, that's what McFarlane used to do, right? He focused more on look and sculpt and less articulation just so that it looks really nice. Kind of like a statue, but at a more reasonable retail price, I guess. Yeah, this is definitely something from the second movie, which I didn't see. So I'm not catching on why he's got a very strange wig on his head where it's like a fake forehead. I don't know what's going on there, but I'm sure there's something to that. If anything, it makes me want to see the second movie to understand what I'm looking at. Cool background. The stand is kind of plain, but I guess it's alright. Looks like it has like something back here to hold some kind of card or background for some reason. Meh. Okay, let's go through. Oh, okay, I get it. All right. Your certificate of authenticity. This ain't no bootleg from AliExpress, my friends. No, sir. HBO original. Welcome to Derry. Okay, maybe is this a TV show or something? I don't know. If you know, let me know. I'd be curious to know. You know? Okay, this is the Pennywise that I recognize. The Pennywise that I recognize. Holding a balloon, very cool, very creepy. I think he did a fantastic job. Skarsgård, the guy who recently played the Crow or whatever, he did a great job as Pennywise, as good as he could do anyways. They didn't really give him any time to shine like they did to Tim Curry in the original made-for-TV series/movie. That's why it's so memorable, because Tim Curry really got to play up the part of Pennywise. Okay, have we gone in a circle? I think we've gone in a circle, people. Alright, let's go back. Fun times with Pennywise. The Killing Joke Hot Toys The Joker. Alright, I'll take a quick look at this. I won't spend too much time on it, though. Not like I did She-Ra yesterday, because 1/6 is just not my bag. I mean, if I could afford them, sure. I'd probably have a room full of them, but since they're super expensive, I can't really spend too much time on them, but they look so good, though. I do have a love-hate relationship with soft goods on small figures, though, because cloth just doesn't look right ever at a small scale. It's like, sure, you can make small-scale clothes, but you can't make small-scale cloth. You can't weave threads any smaller. So, sure, you can make a tiny jacket, but you can't weave those threads any tighter or any thinner. So they'll always have the kind of physics of normal-sized fabric. But the people at the Hot Toys, they do a pretty damn close job. Look at this. Let's take a quick look. Oh, it looks nicer from far. When you look too close, the illusion starts to break. But when you look at it from far, it looks good. Oh, it looks like a crazy Joker with his tongue licking his teeth. Freak. Looks great, though. A good old Joker, The Killing Joke. Never read the book. Watched the animated movie, though, where Mark Hamill reprised his role as the Joker. Played a very different Joker. It was still Hamill's Joker, but it was a little bit toned down. Less goofy, more twisted, more pushed to the limit by bad luck and society, and I think that's even part of it, isn't it? Where he's like, all it takes is one bad day or something. Like, you get pushed too far, you just snap. And I think that's what... I think Alan Moore wrote The Killing Joke, creator of The Watchmen and stuff, and I think that's probably what he was trying to get across with that story. That's what made the Joker. He just one unlucky, unfortunate situation after another, and then he just said, you know, screw it. That likeness is... that hair... holy moly, all that stuff in the... all his locks. His dangling, twisted, curly locks in the front. My goodness, holy... that must be super delicate. Don't let this guy fall forward on his face. Those locks will be snapped. Maybe they're soft. I don't know. Looks great here. Okay, close up. Wow, you keep getting those close-ups. They're really gonna sell this thing, and you're gonna buy it because it looks great. Let's see here. He's got his hands up to his head saying, I'm crazy. Okay, crotch shot. I want to show. Look at our pants. We know the threading and the stitching looks enormous, but we made it as small as we could. Great lighting. They really know how to take a photo, but the figure looks good too. Click, 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 bang, you're dead. Oh, here's a beautiful montage. My kudos to the graphic designer here. Great montage of all the product shots. Wonderful. Really good graphic design here. Start here with the iconic look of the Joker, and then, you know, all design goes in a Z formation, so you get like this guy, all the products, then your eye goes down here, reminds you what the product is, and bang, buy it from these guys. And we've gone in a full circle. Okay, let's close that up. Let's see here. Marvel DLX Battle Damaged Iron Man. Okay. Oh, by 3-0. That's a weird company. 3-0. I've seen a lot of their stuff over the years. I've always wanted it. It's very expensive though, but it looks really good. Kind of like Hot Toys, but I think they're smaller. 6.9 inches. Okay, so it's about a 7-inch figure. I guess it would stand with your DC Multiverse stuff from McFarlane or other McFarlane figures. Okay, let's just take a quick look. Battle damaged Iron Man, Mark 6. Mark 6 looks very similar to the suit from the first movie, except he's got the upside down triangular arc reactor, so that's definitely later on when he replaced the palladium or whatever it was in his arc reactor after the events of Iron Man 2, if I'm not mistaken. As Mickey Rourke said in the movie, death by palladium poisoning, terrible way to go. Okay, battle damaged, cool. I was never much for battle damage myself, but I guess some people like it. I was always one of those people who preferred to imagine battle damage rather than to actually see it. But I get it. It's pretty badass looking, especially on Iron Man for some reason. Battle damage seems to look great on him because, I mean, you know, he's made of metal and stuff. So, oh, that's a nice pose. That's very Iron Man. That's very Iron Man. Oh, the little jet things in the back of his shoulder. I like when those pop up. They're cool. You know they're cool. They look very anime. Ah, that's what I was wondering. Where's the blast effects? Show him flying. That's cool. Repulsor blasts. I love this thing. I remember this from the movie. That's cool. Shoots like a whole bunch of tiny little things. Almost like the Mandalorian. Oh, yeah. I remember that from Iron Man 2. That was super cool. That's one of my favorite parts of Iron Man 2 is when he does a little spin. He tells Rhodey, get down! And he does a spin and he just lasers everything. And Rhodey's like, maybe next time you should start with that. And he's like, sorry, boss. Only get one shot. And then he goes like this and little like isotopes or something pops out. So it's like a one-use only attack sort of thing. Okay, here's all the product shots from the Infinity Saga. Okay, that's cool. I miss the Infinity Saga. I miss the good days of Marvel. Aw. I did watch the Fantastic Four, though. I might do a review of some of the figures. I ordered them. I'm just waiting for them to show up. But I might do a review of the Fantastic Four figures coming up. And it might be a figure review and spoiler-free movie review at the same time. That's kind of what I'm thinking of doing. Okay, I think we've gone full circle. 3-0. Here's all the stuff he comes with. I think we've gone full circle. Yeah, I'm starting to recognize all this. Yeah, this was the last image. Okay. Alright. This is a lot of new stuff since yesterday, eh? Jeez. Oh, this is where we started yesterday. Okay, so let's do Vincent Price. Vincent Price, hello. Classic Vincent Price. Oh, it's super nice. In black and white, too. Rest in peace, Mr. Price. You were quite a gem. And they've got like different versions of like young Vincent Price, and then we've got like old Vincent Price up here. Are these different figures? Or are all the same figure? Alternate heads, maybe? Vincent Price Ultimate figure from NECA. Thank you, NECA. It's pretty cool. With a candle. Is that from the House of Wax? Oh, cool. Yeah, older Vincent Price. Okay, but he's got even a different thing here. Is this all the same figure? I don't get it. He's got his, when he got, in his older years, he had a little scarf neck scarf. Neckerchief. Comes with a cat, cup of tea, a cigarette. Oh my god, is that legal? Ew, a cup of tea, Mr. Vincent Price. Cool. I'm not super familiar with all his old movies, but I mean, how can you not love Vincent Price? He was so cool. Such an on-screen presence. Cigarette and tea, and that's great. I love that. Cooking. Price what? Oh yes, he did have a cooking thing at one point. He did have a cooking video. And that's the book, but there's a video out there on YouTube, I'm sure of it. Go look for it. Vincent Price cooking. Okay, I still don't get it though. I still don't get if those are extra heads. They are extra heads. Okay, let's zoom in there a little bit. Extra heads and an extra neck piece. Whoa. Different ones. You can go different eras of Vincent Price via his collar and his face. Okay, now that is truly the definition of ultimate. Thank you, NECA. That is actually an ultimate Vincent Price action figure. Okay, there was one more here. Plenty of cigarettes. You need cigarettes? Vincent Price has got cigarettes for you. An extra arm? I don't know what's this extra arm for. Maybe for a short sleeve? No, something here I'm not understanding. Something here I'm not getting. Okay, the Raven, Black Cat, a Raven, a record. I'm sure these are all references to his work in some shape or other. That's a great figure, though. It's not something I would buy, but it's super awesome. I almost think maybe, I don't know, maybe I'd buy it if it was in color? Maybe not. Vincent Price? It's like it should be in black and white. Well, seems like we've come to where we started yesterday. We saw Gem and the Holograms, Mask, Mortal Kombat Classics, new stuff from DC, this Epic She-Ra thing. I still want to take a look at this Snake Man's Lair. Let's take a quick look at this because I skipped it yesterday, since it's also from NECA. So we got Rob Zombie's wife here, Sherry Moon, I think her name is. Let's just go through it quickly. I'm sure there's a lot of Rob Zombie horror movie fans out there. I found it super cool when he started doing horror movies. I thought it was just the coolest thing. I loved his videos and everything. That's why House of a Thousand Corpses was maybe one of my favorite movies from him, because it was very reminiscent of his music videos. In terms of lighting and costumes and wackiness. But Devil's Rejects, which was a sequel to House of a Thousand Corpses. So you've got Sherry Moon here. Not a lot of articulation on her, like, at all. At least this guy. I remember this guy. I remember this guy now. There's specifically he is in the House of a Thousand Corpses, I think. I'm pretty sure. I remember him like walking around the table, and the camera is like from the angle of the girl sitting at the dinner table, and she's looking up, and he kind of walks around. He was super creepy. No articulation in his legs. Doesn't seem like any. He's got wrist and elbow articulation. Probably also at the shoulders, in the neck. Limited. Very limited. I'm surprised how limited it is. Surprised Sherry Moon is so static. He looks good. I'm not so crazy about her. I mean, she look okay. I dig this pattern that's printed on her dress. This is actually really well done, because this is probably really hard to do, I would imagine. Yes, because he shows up with a bag at first, right? You don't see his face right away. She looked good for what it is. No articulation, but she's pointing a gun. Pow pow. Okay. He looks cooler, though. Oh, with a shotgun. I'd probably go for a nice paint job on the eyes. I'd go for Tiny if I was going to buy one of these, which I'm not, but I would probably go for Tiny. I don't know why the articulation is so limited on these, but hey. 7-inch, probably to preserve the sculpt. Okay, I think that's enough for today, although I really do want to cover this and this. So I tell you what, next episode, even if there's new stuff, I'm going to start here, and then we'll go back to the new stuff. Alright? Thanks for watching. If you made it this far away to the end of the video, man, I really appreciate it. And see you again soon in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.